What is up, everyone? How are you doing this Thursday afternoon? Thursday, February 9th. We got new action from the SEC. It is a little early for the stream to start. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little bit of tunes, get some stuff set up in the background. I'm here. No worries. I'm here. I'm just going to set stuff up. I was literally running, doing some training. And then all of a sudden news broke and I was like, you know what? I could make a video, but I would rather do a live stream, see how you are all feeling about this. So give me a few minutes to set up and we will get started. And of course, and what's up, that one guy you know, hola brother. If you guys got questions, please hit me up in the chats. Also, subscribe to my other channel. Help me out. It's kind of like a passion project I'm doing, showing you guys my workouts behind the scenes. But let me get stuff set up. But otherwise, let's go back to the tunes in the heat map. And salute to you too, sir. All right, let's get into it. Let's shut down the tunes, get into the heat map, talk about what's going on. First things first, how are you all doing? Sorry, I am not prepared at all. I was literally working out. My phone started going off and I was like, you know what? Screw making a video. Let's just go live, hang out with the fans. How are you all doing today? Right now, 69 of you are watching. Very nice, by the way. But hit that like button so we can get more people out to watch this one. This one was not scheduled. Why are we doing this? This has to do with the SEC going after crypto. And yes, the SEC has made an announcement. Crypto exchange Kraken settles with the SEC for $30 million. Will close U.S. staking operation. All right, essentially, this is the gist of it. Anything that yields you interest, money, extra crypto tokens, anything like that is considered a security. And if it's a security, it's most likely not registered by these companies, which means they're unregistered securities. And so the deal is this: anything that earns you interest. All right, so you put money in, or crypto in, and you get interest on that, okay? That's a security. That's what they went after with BlockFi. They went after Celsius with that too. Now they went after Kraken, saying, hey, look, staking. So if you stake your crypto, all right, and maybe even get paid in crypto, that is an unregistered security. So right now you're seeing the market reel back quite heavily, quite heavily. What's interesting here is a lot of this does not apply to these specific, tokens and coins. A lot of this is more to the people doing staking services, your Krakens, your exchanges, that are doing that kind of stuff. But let's take a look right now. You got XLM broke under that 9-cent mark, down 4.46%. This is in the last 24 hours, by the way, everyone. You've got XRP down 3.37. Ouch. Doge down big as well. Doge down 8.65%, 8.1 right now. You've got ETH at 1560, Bitcoin 21,868, and this stuff is all alive. Holy crap, though. SEC basically saying, look, If you earn something on crypto, or if you earn crypto, that is considered a security. Kraken paying $30 million with a settlement of the SEC. So that is why the markets are so red right now. Look at ETH pulling back 5.4%. Full on assault of crypto with the SEC. And you could see right here when the announcement was made by the SEC, it just took our favorite XLM right here. And guess what? Took it from above that 9-cent mark and took it well below, sitting right now at 8.6. So we've got Kraken right now removing their staking operation. All right, let's read this real quick. Hold on, give me a second. First party, screw the cookies. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. Oh, sorry, I need to get the other article. My bad, everyone. The SEC alleged that since 2019, Kraken offered and sold its staking services to the general public via Kraken pools, certain crypto assets transferred by investors and stakes them on behalf of these investors. That's crazy. When investors provide tokens to a staking as service providers, they lose control of those tokens and take on risks associated with those platforms with very little protection, the agency said. Kraken did not admit or deny the allegations. The settlement, a day after Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that he heard rumors that the SEC would likely to get rid of staking crypto in the U.S. for retail customers, which means, guess what, everyone? It looks like, yep, we're going to accredited investors when these programs get opened back up. Again, getting rid of crypto staking to retail customers. All right, that is the deal right now. So they're moving it over to accredited investors for crypto. That's how they're keeping you out of crypto. It looks like accredited investors. So anything that gives you yield, whether you're being yielded tokens or yielding money, right, for the tokens that you're lending in, that is a security by the SEC. Let's get to some of those comments and hit me up with some of the comments and questions that you have. We got Toby chiming in. Klaus, bro, looks like the SEC plan is coming together as they plan. Not quite cheap enough for Wall Street yet, but it won't be long. Hodl guys, you know what you own. They are trying everything they can to limit people, right? They're finding every which way. Okay, crypto. Contain it, right? Which means don't let traditional finance get exposure to it, okay? Ban it, that's pretty obvious, right? Just all out say no, not going to have it. Or regulate it. Let's be real here. No government out there is regulating it quick right now. Who's really rushing? Like, come on, be real with me here. What country out there is really going at it full bore, balls deep, going, you know what? Yeah, let's put brand new regs in for a brand new industry that's emerging. You know, no, they're going more to the contain it, do whatever they can without outright banning it to limit the amount of exposure and the amount of capital that can flow into it. And it's not just the United States. This is coming out of England as well. The way England is doing it, and for my viewers across the pond, which I know I got a whole bunch of you, okay? But with my viewers across the pond, you guys know what problem you're dealing with when it comes to banks. That's right. I've done stories on 4 major banks in England right now that you are not allowed to put money onto an exchange. You can't use that bank, can't use that debit card, you can't use any sort of fund flow to that to put money on to an exchange. 4 major banks in England. So again, if these governments can't regulate it, and they're dragging their feet, prove me wrong. But if these governments can't regulate it, they contain it. England's choosing to do it through the financial path. The U.S. is doing it, right? Who in the Biden administration is reeling this in? Do you see that? No, they have executive order power. They could do pretty much whatever they want. Cate Blanchett, right? They're not being reeled in. So if the SEC is not being reeled in, and I've told you guys this all since the beginning, guys and gals, I'm sorry, 7.2% of you are gals. But I told you since the beginning, if the administration does not reel in the SEC, their scope and their range will get bigger and bigger and bigger. They went after BlockFi and Celsius for yield bearing. Now for staking. Anything that earns you in interest. What a mess, everyone. And this is only getting worse as administration is not reeling in the SEC. They're not putting bookends on their power. And you hear way more about SEC going after crypto than you do the CFTC. Doesn't mean that the CFTC is any better. It just means that the SEC right now is casting a wider umbrella. So, you know, it's problems we're facing all over the globe. Yes, flat earthers. I said globe because it's round. And what's up, Joe Kimball? How are you doing, kind sir? Joe Kindle, a member of the channel. Thank you, Joe, for your support. Oh, baby, I like it raw, chiming in. Sleepy Joe is right. Sleepy Joe's not doing much. But I mean, what administration is? Administrations out there could easily legalize like Mary Jane action, right? And you guys know how much hate I get in the comments when I say cannabis. People are like, you're saying that wrong. No kidding. I just don't want the algorithms to roast me and just kill my videos. So anyways, you know, these executive administrations, right, these executive orders and executive branch can put in these executive orders legalizing cannabis, right, descheduling it. Oh, they could put in crypto regs of putting in new boundaries and bookends, but they can't. They choose not to do this. DeFi, F the banks. That's true, man. F the banks. Cash to crypto, crypto to cash. So, I don't know, kind of a mess. We're seeing it all over the place right now. England banning with banks and the SEC getting to do whatever they want to do, not being reeled in by the current administration. Kraken, for those of you that are just joining right now, we got 158 of you, but only 45 likes. Hit the like button. Let's share this kind of stuff. And make sure you check out my channel, the second one pinned up on the top, just for hobbies. Just so I can get like my creative outlets out. Like I can't really like edit and do like my creative stuff with this. So I built a channel that's like my adventures and my fun and like how I train for it. Help me out. Subscribe to that channel. I want to get to 1,000 subs as fast as possible so I can monetize at least my hobby on that. You guys know YouTube does not pay crap for views. But anyways, Coinbase though got the wind of it, right? CEO Brian Armstrong said yesterday, hey, they're going to go after staking program. Well, there you go. That's exactly what happened with Kraken. And Joe, thank you very much, sir, for that. Greatly appreciated, sir. Joe chimes in with a $5 donation for the stream. Loving the action. But that's what happened. Kraken right now settles $30 million fine for staking. So to clarify, all right, the reason the market is red is because we now have more clarity from the SEC and what the SEC is going after. Anything that earns you interest right now in crypto, whether it's staking, lending, all right, anything that, or account yield, anything like that right now is considered a security. And if you are not an accredited investor, and if they don't have a special program for that with, 506C exemptions, then guess what? That is then an unregistered security that you are not allowed to participate in. That is what the big news is right now. Any interest, whether you put money in an account and earn, or if you put crypto in an account, earn crypto or money back from it. That is what they're saying. Full on assault right now with the SEC. Full on assault. And remember, they went after BlockFi too. They went after BlockFi yield. Watch what happens when I come up here and I put in BlockFi yield SEC. Check this out. All right, same thing comes up. BlockFi had to pay $50 million and then another $50 million in fines. Sorry, just had it right here. How much will BlockFi pay? $50 million and another $50 million in connection with state settlement. So that's what they went after with BlockFi was yield. And when BlockFi got to relaunch their program, before they went bankrupt, don't laugh, okay? But before BlockFi went bankrupt, when they were able to relaunch it, they were able to relaunching it using exemption 506C, which is for accredited investors only. Meaning their product was an unregistered securities, and they did their due diligence, making sure that the only people that bought it were accredited investors, not the retail market. So basically anything right now that is earning you yield in the United States, and how this is breaking down, this is exchanges in the United States. What we have to look out for next, because people are asking me about Ledger, Uphold, all that kind of stuff. This is going after stuff in the United States. The next thing that is going to be on the SEC's radar, in my opinion, and you will probably be hearing this first, is going to be rewards cards, debit and credit cards that have rewards paid in crypto. Because again, you would be receiving an interest on something. Yes, that's an interest on purchases, but it's still money going across that yields interest on a back end. I'm telling you that right now. I would not be surprised if you hear next about the SEC going after interest on rewards for cards, right? Because then you're getting paid, XRP, paid XLM 4%. I could easily see Coinbase being one of those companies that's next gone after. So basically anything right now will either move overseas, right? Which means less money, less development in the United States, which sucks because like for an industry, isn't it kind of nice to have like an emerging industry, like a big chunk of it growing up in your backyard if you're a US fan here? That's kind of cool. When we were in the United States, and not when, I still am, Jesus Christ, Klaus. But, years ago, okay, I remember when Obama was in, and I'll tell you guys a story. When Obama was in, green energy was really big, and wind energy was huge. That was one of the big things that was touted. And at that time, I lived in South Dakota and Iowa, where wind energy was freaking massive. We had, massive manufacturing plants, huge places. It was so cool to see these things and to see how big they were too. I mean, these things were 120, 130 feet long, just the blades, like of these, the power generators, right? The wind generators. Well, anyways, what happened was a lot of that just went away. It just never materialized into anything. A lot of the production for batteries and stuff like that went overseas. A lot of the parts for inside those generators went overseas. Yeah, it made sense to build the base, the structures of it, but a lot of the guts, the internals went overseas because they were made cheaper over there. There were less regulations with their manufacturing. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely an assault on crypto. Eli E got a good comment here. Eli E chimes in and says, don't forget retirement funds. That's the other thing, too. They want to make sure that crypto stays out of retirement. So in the crosshairs, you've got your yield on your cards, right? Your Coinbase cards, Uphold, stuff like that, stuff that's based in the United States. You've got retirement funds that we know they want to keep people out of, right? So they're doing everything they can. And that's why these court cases, like with LBRY saying secondary sales is so huge, because then basically that's giving us, right, the open door to keep doing this. We just got to find creative ways to trade. Whether it's DeFi, centralized exchanges, peer-to-peer marketplaces. I mean, that's how crypto is going to be pushed, right? If they just ban it, you just have to find more creative ways. And by ban, I mean stopping money from flowing into it or stopping the way that money gets access to and from it, creating programs like this. Yeah, things are extremely low. Let me take a quick drink of water here. Party Farm chimes in. And what's up, Party Farm? Good to see you hanging out in the hood with us. Party Farm chimes in, Coinbase card. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. You're going to have to watch out for that Coinbase card. In the United States, a card where you get paid in XLM, XRP, whatever. No, not XRP. XLM and whatever the rest of the group are on that list. They always change that list. Hard to keep up with. That's one that I'm concerned with. I'm definitely concerned with Coinbase. I mean, why do you think it is, all right, that the Coinbase CEO, all right, was talking about this yesterday and then all of a sudden Kraken happens today? He got the heads up. They were probably like, hey, look, we're going after Kraken, but just to let you know, we're knocking on your door next. We are going to see what you're doing. I could see cards, man. I could see cards. Emmanuel Cody says, can't we stake in another country? And that's the problem. That's where we then get in the laws of exactly when the internet was made, okay? If the content was built in Bulgaria, hosted on a server in Bulgaria, and what was legal there, you viewed in the United States, was it legal or illegal? Crypto Soldier chiming in saying hello. But that's the same action that you're seeing here. We don't have these regs yet. Like, they're not updated the right way to fit what we're doing here. So, I mean, that's, I guess, my big concern too, is how much are they going to regulate what's happening across the border flowing into the United States? Are they going to outright ban residents from the United States from putting money into things? Hey, you're already seeing right now Binance, right, has stopped their payments of USD. I mean, that's a way to do it, isn't it? Binance stopping it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I Legendary chimes in saying, I don't think we're going to see a settlement from the court. Legendary is talking about the Ripple action. Yeah, obviously we're gonna go to judgment, verdict, whatever the hell you want to call it, because at this point in time, both sides have put too much money in, too much this and that in to let it go one way or the other. You know, I'm sure at the end the judge could go, hey, look, both parties, hey, you know, if you want to settle, this is your last chance. I'm going to give my thing tomorrow, and boom, there goes the dynamite. So I don't know. But remember, if even with this case aside, okay, even, you know, with the XRP court case aside, Ripple Labs court case aside, sorry about that, you still have to think about funding of crypto. They have banks in England right now that are banning you from going and putting your money into crypto from the bank. 4 major banks. That could easily happen in the US and in Canada. We've already seen in Canada what they did with the truckers, right? People funding the truckers were treated like that. Like, yet, like during like Rona and like total like free-for-alls were happening and no one was having a problem with it. I mean, crypto soldier times in, I'm catching rats right now in houses. Maybe they need me in Washington. And that's my point, man. Legislation is just, it's not happening fast enough. So we have to rely upon the courts, right? That's why the LBRY thing is so big. That's why the court case with the SEC and Ripple Labs is so big. The stuff like this with Kraken, don't get me wrong. This is big in terms of the SEC flexing their muscles, saying, hey, look, we're going to go even wider. We're going to cast a wider net. We've got a bigger dong than you do. Since we have a bigger dong than you do, we're going to do whatever the F we want, and then we're going to stick it to you. The SEC is sitting there going, you know, whose is bigger? Behind him is Congress, right? Congress is back here, okay? Congress is way back here. Congress is back here hanging out, and they're going, okay, Gary, sounds good. Thanks, have fun. Yep. Gary's over there. He's flexing in front of everyone going, look, you want more of this? You want more? I got even more beef for you. More beef testosterone. Congress is in the background just trading. Trading on your crap. Trading on all this news right now. That's what Congress is doing. Okay, good job. Great. Go, Gary. Meanwhile, Gary's here going, you know what? Staking. We're going after you. $30 million fine. BlockFi Fade member, $100 million. The SEC functions off of all that money from these things. All right? I mean, it's, oh, God. Frustrating. So in the United States, we see the way the government is going after crypto, limiting the exposure of people to crypto. In Canada, we've seen it in other ways. In England, we see it by the banks. In other countries, we see outright bans. I mean, this is an absolute disaster, an absolute mess. Now here's the thing, okay? What I want you to think about is you've got countries out there like El Salvador, okay, that use Bitcoin as an official form of payment, right? Legal tender. You could pay your debts there. It's not a matter of if Bitcoin's working out or anything like that. It's not about that. It's about an idea that a country out there realizes that it has to lean on crypto technology, cryptocurrency, crypto infrastructure to piggyback their own financial system because it's crumbling. And that's El Salvador, by the way, I'm talking about. Do you know how many other countries out there are in that same situation? Do you know how many countries in the Middle East and in Africa right now are going through such crazy ass inflation? What about Lebanon? Lebanon is like, holy crap inflation right now. Their currency is worth crap. So if their whole system was on like crypto, like some sort of CBDC of like another country, USDC or whatever the hell you want to peg it to, they would be way better off. And you could see a whole bunch of these smaller countries out there coming together using a common currency so that even if one country is having severe economic downturn, the value of that currency doesn't all fall down with it. It stays strong because the rest of the group, the party, is strong. Okay, guys, listen, it's right in front of our faces. What did they do in Europe? They made the euro, didn't they? Yes, the good old euro. How many countries operate on the euro? Exactly. All of these other countries before the euro had independent currencies. When they all went to the euro, now that stabilizes the strength of the euro. Yes, can it go up and down? Of course it can. But it stops any of these countries now from just completely falling to pieces financially. So pretty interesting that we're seeing it. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. Ethereum could be in big trouble. Yes, they could. They could be in huge, huge trouble. Ethereum could definitely fall under the centralization part of what Gary Gensler and the SEC is looking for. Oh, horrible stuff here, everyone. Let me get a quick drink of water here. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We're not done just yet. Let me just get a quick drink. Like I said, I literally just got done training. Literally just got done doing trail running, and I was like, you know what? Screw doing a video. Let's go live, hang out with some hardcore fans. All right, here we go. Like I said, I literally just got done training and decided to hop onto the stream. The other thing too is you've got stocks shedding as Alphabet shares slide. And remember, big tech companies in traditional can bring down the whole TradeFi tech sector and DeFi sector out there. Why? Just a little bit of carryover effect. Same thing, you look at the tech hubs, you look at kind of money, there is a little bit of that Venn diagram, right, where the two little bubbles are connecting. It's not the big part, but there is a part of it. Let's see. What else do we got going on for everyone? We've got XLM right now really having trouble under that 9-cent mark, back to 8.6. What's frustrating about this, all right, frustrating about XLM right now is we're right here. We are back to January like 19th price-wise. Going backwards. Frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I mean, even Coinbase was trading super, super low and has rebounded quite heavily from their lows. We have yet to see XLM really pop on back. Same thing with XRP, by the way. We have yet to see either of those pop on back. And this candlestick right here, this is a rough one. Now, granted, now remember, look at this one. This was another big rough candlestick on January 17th, but right after that, look, we rallied even higher. So let's not get bogged down on the negative news here. Let the markets digest it, like what you've seen here, and see if the market reacts positively. See if in the next 24 hours we're like, all right, cool. Look, SEC, we get it. We see how you're going to play. Guess what? There's still other things we can be into. There's still other ways we can use crypto Web3 that works. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff that's going on with the market. I think it's hard to see now from a retail sector of it, how they're going to be friendly with retail markets. I mean, no one's in a rush here. There's no one in a rush to make regs. Right? There's no one in a rush right now sitting there drafting up new bills saying, hey, this is how it works if you do staking outside of the country but you live in the U.S., right? This is how it's covered. This is the tax base. It's not clear. In a lot of the situation, they don't know, how does it work when you DeFi this? I mean, it's just a total mess. And in the SEC, an enforcement action. By the way, hear me out. Enforcement action from the SEC, okay, is what, and other agencies out there, is what brings the market down. Remember how the market freaked out and did the whole, oh crap, we're going to have an enforcement action notice. And all of a sudden we found out it was them going after Bits Lotto. Yeah, drink everyone. You know how this goes, like Bits Lotto. So for me, I'm looking at this going, this is the same crap, man. Yeah, we'll see how this red candlestick here plays out. We're going to pay pretty close attention. XLM right now down 5.3%. ETH down 666. Whoa there, buddy. Bitcoin sitting at 21,832, down 4%. Doge big down right now, 878. Light action sitting here at 91.22. Yeah, Robert Melvin chimes in and says, makes a good time to buy, though. It does. This is a definite buy on the dip moment if that is your cup of tea. But for me, I'm looking at this going, you know what? When is Congress going to either reel in or draft in legislation on rules of this kind of stuff? When is that going to happen? Until then, the SEC is just going to keep reaching. And so for those of you that are just joining, basically what happened is this. Kraken settles with the SEC for $30 million, will close U.S. staking operation. The issue there ends up becoming anything that gives you yield. Okay, so whether you are putting money into an account and you're getting paid out in crypto or out in cash, or you're putting crypto in an account and you're getting paid out crypto or cash, right? Or staking, earning more crypto. That is an unregistered security by the SEC. That is craziness. The SEC casting out a bigger umbrella. England, banks are banning you from buying crypto. 4 major banks doing that kind of stuff. That one guy you know says, I need to change my auto buys to happen in the afternoon. Keep auto buys in before stupid announcements from the SEC and Fed in the afternoon. Yeah, and that's the deal. That is the deal. And Melvin chimes in saying, hey, don't forget about the beans. Yes, everyone, beans action. You're welcome to sponsor the channel by donations through the chat system and as well as using beans. That information is down below. Robert been hanging out, sending me support through Beans app. That was really cool. Thank you, Robert, for that. Basically, though, right now, we're waiting. We're waiting for regs. We're waiting for court cases. We're waiting for clarification. Coinbase. You want to know something that's on my radar? Coinbase's card where you get paid back in XLM. That's what worries me because that is a US-based company where you're getting a reward in crypto, right? You're getting a yield. That would be something right now that I could easily see the SEC saying, look, we're going to be done. We are going to be done. Sniff says, bought me an AR shoddy, and today I'll be getting an S&W MNP 2.0 10. Ooh, look at you, Sniff. I'm a big open F class shooter. I love long range shooting, but I am also a fan of 3-gun shooting as well, just for fun. You know, I like that kind of stuff. So that's pretty awesome. Barrel Tech saying hello to you. What's up, Barrel Tech? How are you doing? Final Ken says, been getting those rewards for literal months. And that's what I'm saying. If they're going to ban it, all right? If they're going to ban it, you might as well just milk that kitty right now and get as much as you can out of it. If you are in the U.S. watching, and this is not legal advice. This is not advice by any stretch of the means. But if I know that someone is going to slap my hand on something, I am going to reach as much as I can knowing that my hand's already going to get slapped, right? If you're going to get slapped, you might as well benefit as much as you can until they say, girlfriend, no mas. Right? You better milk that well good and dry until the SEC comes in and says, hey, your Coinbase card, done. Yeah, think about that one. Coinbase card worries me. Uphold worries me a bit. Yeah, I mean, and Final Ken's chiming in saying every bill paid on Coinbase card, and that's what it's yielding, staking, anything that earns you money. That's what you're seeing from the SEC. Oh, Servus, Marcus from Germany, Bavaria. Marcus, you will like this, as my family is from Bavaria as well. My family is from Bayreuth and Misselgau. So Marcus, if you know exactly where I'm talking about, Bayreuth and Misselgau. So there you go, Marcus. Marcus coming from across the water from Germany. So hello to you, sir. But yeah, it's the SEC going after crypto, and that's where you're seeing the market reel back right now. The reason the market's reeling back is because of the SEC's broader reach. Look at USDC. Look at that, up 2% action. Look at 102.25. Let's just do that. Let's just use USDC market cap real quick here. Give me a second. I just want to take a look and see what kind of volume is happening with USDC. Give me a second, everyone. Yeah, see, there's been a volume spike here. I like that. That's kind of cool. Sorry, just looking at this stuff here. Let's put it up in the month. Dun, dun, dun. And market cap, definitely money still being pulled out of USDC. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Sniff says, I got banned from using my Fold card for cussing out their customer support manager. Coinbase card is the only one you got left. It's like, yeah, so don't take away Sniff's Coinbase card. Don't take away anyone's Coinbase card. But I mean, that's what worries me right now is the action right now from the SEC is hardcore. Hardcore against anything earning you yield, anything earning you interest. Stock market's not reacting very well. Marcus says, I'm from Munich. Yep, and about your German family. From Munich, I love Munich. Leopoldstrasse, there's a couple cool bars that are like kind of subterranean, subground. Like you kind of have to go down the stairs on Leopoldstrasse right near the end. By where the archways are, there's a couple cool bars there that I just got absolutely obliterated in. And the only way I got back to my place was my cousin, who I was staying with. She gave me her business card. And her business card, she wrote her home address on the back and a note to the taxi that said, hey, take him home. I got so up. I mean, I got totally freaking abominated. The moment they found out I was from the States, these guys let me party with them the whole night. I didn't even have to pay for a thing. It was horrible. Every time I tried, they got mad. And I was so fucking messed up. And at the end, they were like, hey, can you get home? And I was like, yeah, I'll walk home, because I didn't really know who these dudes were. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just walk home and I'll know where it is. Fuck, I was so fucking lost, man. I was so flipping lost. So I finally saw a taxi on the side of the road. I had the business card from my cousin. And I'm sitting there and I'm waving the card to the guy. I didn't know what the fuck to do, right? I can understand German. I can read it. Speak it. It's kind of hard. And they speak, it's a little bit quicker, for them naturally. I'm a little slower with it. So I walked up, gave the guy the card. He knew where to drop me off. I paid for it, whatever. I made it to their place. But that's what's going on right now. But the SEC is going after crypto. What's odd is, how did Brian Armstrong from Coinbase get the drop on this information a day before everyone else? Probably because Coinbase, they're like, hey, look, Coinbase, we're going to be coming after you next. For those of you that haven't heard, Kraken settles SEC charges over its staking program. They will pay a $30 million fine, and they will stop, repeat, they will stop their staking as a service program. There we go. All right. Oh, man, what a pain in the butt, everyone. Seriously, what a pain in the butt. Pullback-wise right now. And again, just for everyone watching, I've got the vertical line up on the screen. That is the next CPI data that's happening on Valentine's Day. Let this serve as a reminder to everyone who's watching the channel right now. Valentine's Day, the 14th. Do not forget, she will cut you off. Cut you off. And none of this bullshit. We're on the way home you do something, because they know that shit. They know that shit. You better plan that a day or two in advance. Do something that you know takes a few days of time, so that when they know what you did for them, they're like, oh shit, he didn't last minute this. There you go. That's my love tip from me to you on this channel. All right, so vertical line right now is Valentine's Day, the 14th. That's when CPI data comes out. You would rather go into CPI data being above the 9-cent mark, so that you're bouncing off the floor of 9 cent, rather than kind of being under it, trying to get through the resistance and break on through. So that's kind of what I'm sitting here thinking, man, this really, really sucks. You've got a pretty big candlestick here. We were at a high of 9.12 for this day and a low of 8.58. That's how much of a pullback. We're talking about 5.4% right now. Broader look across the market sees even BNB down 6%, 306. Ooh, ADA, everyone. ADA down 7% right now in the last 24 hours. HBAR down 6.5 to 7 cents. Wow. Avalanche 1825 down 9%. Crypto Soldier says, buy her something expensive like a carton of eggs. If you buy your wife a carton of eggs right now, she knows you love her. But that also means that when it was Father's Day 2 years ago, if she bought you a board of plywood, you knew you loved her. If you get that joke, you understand inflation in the good old United States. Thank you, Crypto Soldier, for chiming in on that. Oh, man, lots of crap right now, though, with the market. Not too happy at all with the SEC further going after crypto. Now, how does this affect crypto as a whole. Like, why would the market be down for something like this? It all has to do with the amount of money that you put into it, okay? The money that's in the TVL, the liquidity pools, right? Cash for crypto, crypto for cash type thing, okay? If you take out different business segments of it, you remove chunks of capital, you remove segments of growth, all right? You remove an amount of capital. Okay, Ripple Labs XRP. You remove that from the United States, you're removing 25% of the possible global amount of cash flow into a particular business. That's a lot. That's a huge amount. Same thing here. If the SEC is like, yo, staking programs, girlfriend. So now if you're an exchange out there in the United States and you're running a business and you find out that the SEC just went after Kraken for this, you now are going to stop giving and offering a staking program, which is a part of your business that you do that you make money on. You just lost a part of your business that makes you money. You now have to make up for that because you just lost it. That's where you're going to see more layoffs come in. That's where, you know what? Let me do this. Let's look up really quick Coinbase. I want to see how Coinbase is doing particularly on this one. Let me see. All right, I got Coinbase up right now. And the reason why, because the US-based one, Coinbase high on the day 68.93, low 59, sitting right now at 59.63. So when I'm looking at this, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, you know, yes, I do wish we were above this line going into Valentine's Day rather than below it. We still have a few days until we get there. But the SEC is taking chunks out of these business models. Coinbase now, right? Coinbase right now just realized, wait a minute, even if they were making $20-30 million a year on staking, right? Interest, whatever they were doing with it, right? They just lost that. Kraken just lost that. Kraken not only just lost this revenue arm, right, of staking operation, they now have to pay a $30 million penalty. So imagine if I said to you, hey, I'm going to take out 10% out of your paycheck. On top of that, you have to pay me a one-time penalty of 10% on your paycheck. Then I'll let you be. That's what happened right here. That's the bullying of Wall Street, right? When you have the power of the SEC and Gary Gensler. So right now you're seeing a lot of negative action in crypto. You're seeing a lot of mess. SEC just going out there, taking chunks out of crypto. So this is a segment taken out. Now I want you to think of all the other companies out there. They're sitting here going, okay, well, wait a minute. What if, let's just pretend this company is out there in Germany or England. And they're like, okay, so now wait a minute. Can we even offer this product to the United States? Like, are we able to do this? Like, what can we do here? Like, are we allowed to? Will they go after us? Will these people be considered unregistered securities and they'll get in trouble? Do they have jurisdiction? See, and that's where we need clarification from regs. This is just like the internet, everyone. Seriously, just like the internet. We need new rules and regulations to cover a new product. A new product. Oh, this is just frustrating stuff, everyone. Frustrating stuff. Let me know how you all are doing today. Right now, we've got Bitcoin sitting at 21,890. ETH 1548, down 6.3%. You've got XRP 38.5 right now, down 3.3%. That's not too bad. XRP holding pretty good. XLM though down big, 5.4% right now. Let me just take a quick look here. And real quick, for the hardcore fans out there, for the people watching, help me out. I did a second channel. It's just for fun, just for me to show you like when I do like my hiking and adventure stuff, like how I train and all the background stuff to that. It's just a channel I'm doing for fun so I could screw around, play with like my drone and editing stuff differently and using music differently. But there's a link up at the top of this in the chat. If you could check out that channel, just sub for it. I want to get the subs up on that as much as possible. I got a couple training videos on there. Check them out. Let me know what you think. They're super short, condensed like my content often is. And it gives you an insight into what I do background-wise. So yeah, just take a look at that second channel. Help me out and subscribe on that one as well. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so for those of you that are joining, we've got 191 of you right now watching. Coinbase taking a major bath here right now as well. Coinbase was down 14% today. Okay. So if one of the things out there that the SEC says is crypto and volatility, Coinbase is down 14%. But the crypto market that's taking a bigger impact to this direct is only down 6, 7, 5.9. So something here of a traditional finance product is doing worse in terms of their candlesticks, right? Percentage of performance than the crypto market themselves. Man, Coinbase taking an absolute beating. Absolute freaking beating, man. Crypto Soldier chimes in, says, I had a DJI Phantom 4. Do you have a Rumble channel? I do not have a Rumble channel. I only have, I have my second channel where I just do fun stuff on there. And I have a Maverick Mini. And the reason I have that is it's 249 grams. So I fit under the statute of where I have to like register for my flight patterns and junk like that. And I follow like really good rules when it comes to flying my drone most of the time, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I use my Mavic Mini, and it's light for when I hike. So when I go deep out there, I cannot be carrying like 5-6 extra pounds of just a drone. And the Mavic Mini, even with the extra batteries and so forth, and the controller, is still really light and fits in my day bag. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it is cheaper than eggs. Sorry, I'm just getting you guys, just checking in with the comments right now. But that's what we got going on right now, is we got negative action. PD Pure says, just sub to the other channel. Thank you, PD. And what PD did right now helps you guys, or helps me out more than you know. The reason I have the second channel listed in the comment section, everyone, is because like when I do the crypto content, and I love it, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this. I love hanging out with you guys. Like I can't do the fun stuff. Like I can't do the funky edits and the funky music. Like it doesn't serve crypto news like justice, right? You guys like the news quick, you know, you like it hard, you know, just get the facts, get in and get out and get on with your day. So like for me to put like hardcore like edits and transitions and dumb B-rolls and shit, that doesn't serve any value whatsoever. So the second channel is where I actually get to like, you know, go out, play with the drone, share with you guys some of like the hiking and the training that I do, how often I train. I'm literally soaked underneath this. Like this is absolutely disgusting. I literally got done running. My hair is like absolutely like just an abhorrent mess right now from running. Literally was done running and set up the stream once I saw what the SEC action was saying. So yeah, if you could just help me out with that. It's just more of like a passion project of mine on the second channel. So Petey, thank you very much, Petey, for subscribing to that second channel. It really helps me out. Stock market shedding. You've got Coinbase shedding shares. You got XLM down 5.4% right now. Absolute mess in the crypto market as the SEC takes a bite out of crypto and a bite out of Kraken. $30 million fine, and they will be closing U.S. staking operations. That's the deal right there. Giuseppe Russo says, last shakeout before the start of adoptions. Do you think this is the last shakeout, or do you think they got more? I mean, it's still early, right, guys? I mean, it's February 9th. You guys don't think that maybe they got more time here? I mean, Joe, love you, man, but you know as well as I do that what was it, not more than just a couple weeks ago, we had that fake enforcement thing where they just tanked the market and the market bounced back even harder after that. So, I mean, we got to be real careful here. You know, Bits Lotto, you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Maybe they got more bullets left. I mean, maybe that's the deal, and that's kind of what I'm worried about. So when people are out there like, hey, are you buying or not? I'm sitting here thinking, you know what, though? Do they still have more bullets left to shoot down the market? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'd be very, very interested on that. Mike John says, one guy from the SEC already stepped down because he was getting bribed from FTX. Yeah, and the money, right? The thing is with blockchain, you can hide it quicker because you could set up accounts faster, right? I mean, you could do it way quicker than you could with traditional finance. And you can make the web like even bigger, right? And you could put it through mixers, Sinbad, Tornado Cash, all that kind of stuff. The thing is it's going to take time. Man, is it going to take time to chew through all these wallets, get the IDs with them, right? Start tracking who's who on all these wallets. I mean, I've got, quite a few wallets. You guys know that. I mean, I'm sure you guys all do too, right? You have different wallets, different places where you store your stuff. I mean, that's just normal, right? I mean, it's easier than traditional finance to set up multiple accounts. By the way, GXLM, Stellar Lumens Grayscale Trust, all right? Look at this, right? Look at this mess right here. Woof, down 19.87% for the day. Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust cannot get out of its own way. Volume is kind of right? I mean, what's the volume? 10,000 of these? That's not much at all. Come on, that's nothing. 5.3 thousand? Oh, that is horrible. Horrible, horrible stuff. Joe says, Swift announced today March definitive is go live. And I totally get that. But you still got time until March. You got 3 more weeks of February, guys. We're not even close to being done yet. You can have a lot happen here in 3 more weeks. And what really does concern me is that you're going to see, all right, you are going to see more action from the SEC. Right now, the SEC, CFTC, all of those regulators, all of those alphabet agencies out there, what they're doing is they're trying to make what they do as public as possible to make themselves look as good as possible. All right. Remember when they did the whole thing with Bithlotto and they were all like patting themselves on the back, right? The whole circle jerk that was happening. And this guy was praising this guy who was praising this guy who was praising this guy. And you were like, yo, get the BJs over with, my man. Like, let's just freaking move on. Let's get some juicy deets, Don't fluff us. But you're seeing that often. All right, when these alphabet agencies out there are doing these busts, they're doing these enforcements, they're doing these fines, they're out there in front of the media, like totally like grandstanding. I mean, they're trying to save their ass because they're missing the big ones. They're missing the Celsiuses, the FTXs. I mean, FTX was in how many people's back pockets? I mean, the Block was one of them too. The Block got the guy that was owned by the Block, the CEO of the Block, got a $16 million Bahama estate from FTX. Yeah. So a journalism, right? A guy that owns a journalism company, the Block, totally bought out that media. You think that company was going to cover him right? No. So the money is tangled all over the place. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. All right. Here we go. So right now we've got Kraken says that they are paying $30 million fine and they are halting their staking program in the United States. The SEC alleged that since 2019, Kraken offered and sold its staking services to the general public via Kraken pools, certain crypto assets transferred by investors and stakes them on behalf of those investors. Brad's chiming in. What's up, Brad? How are you, sir? Good to see you here. A settlement came a day after CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted that he heard rumors that the SEC would get rid of crypto staking in the U.S. for retail customers. So how did he know a day early, and what is coming next for Coinbase? Coinbase, I'm wondering if it's their card. I'm wondering if they're going to just hurt people on Coinbase, right, on their yield card. Same idea, right? You're getting paid in crypto for cash or cash for crypto. They are going after you in the United States. Cryptoad says Congress needs to bring that a new day is coming anytime now. Yeah, oh, God, horrible. Marcus says, hey, Klaus, great Munich story. Yes, the Bavarian beer is the best. Yeah, it wasn't just beer, but we were doing a lot of schnapps. A lot of schnapps. And it was like a lot of peach schnapps. Cherry, it was whatever the hell you came up with, and it was all stuff like that, like peach, cherry, stuff like that. We were doing tons of schnapps. It was really good, by the way, and it was one of those lower step places, so cool place to go to. I love Leopold Strauss. That is like and Maximilian Strauss. I'll just, that's the other one too. Leopold and Maximilian. I love both of them. So yeah, right now we've got markets in the red. Let me know what is on your mind. What are your questions? What do you want to ask of me? Now is your time. I'll be quiet. I'm going to let my voice rest. But you light up the chat with what you want to ask me. Ask me anything. Let's see. Let's see how open I'll be, right? Ask me anything. Let's do it. Let me get a little whistle wetting here, and I'll wait for you guys to ask me some questions. Dun, dun, dun. Given my voice a break. So I'm just getting through the lag right now. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we've got a question that comes in. How do we arrest Gensler? All right, so Congress has to come out with laws, okay? These laws, they've got to be written. They got to be passed, right? It's got to be good. It's got to have the stamp of approval, all right? Case in point, regs got to come out to put bookmarks or barriers into what the SEC can do by providing proper definitions on what's a security and what's not. That's what needs to happen. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen in the United States? Crypto is going to turn into the cannabis and psilocybin industry. You're going to see individual states do whatever the F they want. The Fed, that's not really like going after it on a state level. Like they'll let states participate, but they won't let you like federally participate. I mean, is that the route we want to go with crypto? The cannabis industry can't even get off the freaking ground because taxes are insanely high. Competition has made a mess out of it. Companies from Canada that send product to the United States have insane taxes. Steak 4 schnapps. Yeah, you do knock back 4 schnapps right now. I can't. I'm being good training. But I think that's something that we have to start thinking about. Is do you really want the crypto industry to be regulated? Like, because think about it. Look at the cannabis industry. And I'm going to keep saying that to piss some people off. They're like, oh, Klaus, you don't know how to say it. Yeah, suck my ass. I don't know how to say it. But you think of the cannabis industry, all right? And you think of those things and you're like, dude, they've been fighting for regulation now for years and years and years on a federal basis. These growers and stuff like that can't use traditional banking because it doesn't work. You can use debit cards, but you can't use credit. Use cash at most of these places, right? But you could use a debit card to get cash, then to pay cash, right? It's so goofy. So do you really want crypto being dragged out that long into this weird kind of gray, ambiguous ball? Where, hey, if the only place you could buy crypto is you go to states where exchanges are legal, you know, so your IP address from buying has to be that state. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the way it's going to go, but liken it to that. I mean, that's what's happened with the cannabis industry. No, I'm going to keep saying cannabis. That's it. Monster760 says, I want to move to Thailand. I'm vegan. Oh, Thailand is on my list. Chiang Mai, by the way. Chiang Mai. If I could do Thailand, it would be Chiang Mai. Definitely. No, and it's cannabis. It's cannabis. Just saying it. So I think that's something right now that's on my mind a lot is what is going to happen now. How else are we going to see these entities like the SEC, CFTC go after crypto? What's next? I mean, these actions like you're seeing with going after Kraken for $30 million. Coinbase just got fined a whole half load. I mean, that stuff is left and right. But you want better regs. We need better definitions. I do not, right? I do not want to deal with crypto like we do in the cannabis industry in the United States, where it's done on a state-by-state basis. I think crypto should be legit frickin' federal. Make it like a full, what are the federal laws regarding that? LN says, what do you think of an XRP settlement in the next week? Zero chance. I don't think you're going to see any XRP settlement. Why would both the SEC and Ripple Labs put all this money, all this fight in to state their case, all the documentation, to just now go, you know what, let's shake hands. Gary Gensler wants it classified as a security because they were just told recently with LBRY that secondary sales are not a security. So that means Gary Gensler is going to be like, okay, I need to make an example out of Ripple Labs XRP. So that's what my thing. Yeah, Sniff, that's what my worry is as well. Sniff chimes in, says, Klaus, is staking on DeFi safe? I'm wondering if the SEC will block access to platforms for U.S. users. That's what we're wondering about next, too. Are they going to start restricting us access to programs outside of the United States that are hosted legally there but not legal here? And again, this is where the laws and legislation comes into play. This is why we need new updated laws on the books, just like when the internet came out. Because when the internet first came out, you had the same problem. You had Pornog in Bulgaria that was legal, that was illegal in the U.S., and people would view it in the U.S., they would get in trouble, but they're like, yeah, but it's legal here. And then they had to make all these laws, and it had to be where you viewed it versus where it was originated. They had to come up with all that stuff. They had to come up with a whole new series of laws to cover this whole ambiguous mess. What about maritime law? Explain that one, all the shenanigans you could do to me. You guys know what I'm talking about with maritime law. It's messed up stuff, man. You don't want this ambiguatory gray cloud. You just do not want this. Like, that's what bothers me. You just do not want this. You do not want crypto like the cannabis industry, where we're sitting here just trying to figure out how the hell do we get banks to do it. That's what England's doing right now. England right now has got 4 main banks that will not allow you to put your money into crypto. 4 of them. 4 banks. And the worst part is, that's exactly how you see it with cannabis in the United States. Pay in cash, right? You can't deposit the money the same way. You can't use credit cards, that kind of stuff. So if they can't regulate it federally, they screw around with you banking-wise. It's the same thing. I just don't want to waste my time. I just don't. That's what bothers me. Like, I just don't want to waste the time. I don't want to waste my time on crypto knowing that the United States government is screwing it up like they did the cannabis industry, dragging it on forever for something they could have just made fucking laws and been over with it years and years and years ago. Crypto already had a big boom 2017 into 2018. They could have done something more robust during the ICO boom. They could have better explained the technology. Shadow Smith chimes in, maritime law is nasty stuff. It is. That's my point. You don't want this weird vagueness, man. God, I hate it. Totally hate it. Anderson says, hey, Klaus, Andy from Trinidad here. Love the discussion today. If the U.S. government doesn't adopt crypto, but other nations do, just how much do you think it would affect the overall industry? The U.S. right now globally accounts for 25% of global GDP. All right? 25%. So if you really start going around with the market and restricting, all right, restricting that money, right, whether it's a staking arm, staking in yield, all that kind of stuff, you can knock out 25% of your business's possible growth. Why would you want that? It sucks. It's a huge hit, man. It's a huge, huge hit. It sucks. It really sucks. Now, granted, let's be real here. So far, they're not going after us as secondary sales. But you know how, like, you can't do anything with XRP in New York? Right? You know, like, New York has totally gone, like, XRP, like, banning action. It's just like cannabis, isn't it? Certain states, things are legal. Certain states aren't. If you go to another state, you could buy it there. I don't want crypto like that. I don't want crypto to become something that's divided one way or the other. No. Give me a whole new set of national laws and standards and call it a freaking day. God, it just gets annoying, man. God, it just gets annoying. Governments are screwing this up with patchwork bullshit. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. But with my chat's going crazy too. But governments are coming up with all this crap And they're just limiting the funds. They're limiting the growth. I mean, okay, cool. So you get rid of staking. We've already got rid of staking. Yield has already been gone after. Fuck, man. Oops, sorry. Bad word. Naughty word. Naughty word. That's what's getting me just frustrated about this. Is because we're not getting the regs, the SEC is doing whatever the F word they want to do. Sticking it up our asses. How about that? Man, frustrating stuff, guys. Frustrating stuff. So let me know in the chat, what do you want to talk about next? Otherwise, I might be shutting the stream down here, maybe 5:45 Eastern time. But let me know if there's something you want to talk about in the chat. Help me out and let me know what your questions and what thoughts that are on your mind right now regarding the crypto and Web3 space. Oh, man. God, what a mess. And hello to Mep. Just saw Mep up in the chat. How are you? How are you doing, kind sir? Rodwell says, I'm in New York. I bought XRP from KuCoin. Yeah, I mean, but you guys know what I'm talking about with the bans. Right? We've seen it. That New York has gone after people. That's just how it is. Raymond, sorry, man, I should put my glass on. Raymond Bargallo says, we need Gary out. Yes, we do. We need Gary out. Mep says, sup, Klaus. Thanks, Klaus. Thank you, Joe. I kindly appreciate it, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Shadow Smith says, most of us work around our banks and use some internet banking sources to move money, and I buy anyways. They don't block that yet. And that's my point, is when things go digital. Okay. When things go digital, you can put protocols in to block it, right? Countries can block access, yada, 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 okay? Cash, you can always get around that. Cash is always going to be king. You just don't want crypto regulation. God, you just don't want it. You just don't want this patchwork bullshit regulation. I mean, does it make any sense right now that we can't come up with any unified standards or laws? I mean, that is a huge problem. That is a huge, huge problem right now. Gosh. But anyways, what we're going to do, we're going to run the stream till 5:45 today. So as we close out, start hitting me up with your questions and comments. By the way, Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust is getting destroyed. How do I feel about Polkadot? Not bad. I mean, again, they've overpromised and underdelivered with a lot of their growth things. But, I mean, a lot of crypto has done that. So, I mean, I'm more neutral on it. How about that? That's a good way of how I feel about that. Matic. But anyways, Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust down 19.87%. Robert Melvin says, CBDC scared the hell out of me. It's not about what they tell us, but it's about what they aren't telling us. Marcus says, give your dog a hug. I have to do that. Cash is freedom, full stop. That is one thing that's very true. When it comes to CBDCs, right, and money going full digital, how do we get away with our shadiness? Right? Isn't that kind of true? Right? I mean, but we'll always find a way, won't we? Cash will always exist. And if cash doesn't exist, we'll come up with some other technology. Money is involved, right? Money used to be done through bartering, right? Trade, junk like that. Money is always evolving. And anytime the government is out there or regulators out there trying to screw you over, we will find a way to make it work. We will find a way to make it work. John Waring says, Lobster Wallet and MoneyGram and no banks needed. Exactly. Cash to crypto and crypto to cash. You know, and that's why I like Stellar's ramps, because Stellar's ramps are based on MoneyGram. I like that. I do like that a lot. Z says, would you consider a stream with Richard Hart? You know, I guess depends on the topics outlined. I mean, but I'd be cool with the stream with anyone because I'm pretty open and down to talk stuff. I kind of like this kind of stuff. Yeah, you want to barter with something? I'm totally down with that. I totally get that. Oh, anyways, what a problem, man. What a problem. Gold and silver. Quant, yeah, fan of Quant. Just wish, again, there was more public action about it. Gold and silver, I'm big on gold and silver. Bartering is big. Having a trade, knowing a trade, a skill, a craft is super important. Governments are always going to want to control people. And it's the fight you're always going to have. Governments are always going to want to control people. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle they are, they're going to want to control. The forefathers were super smart with this, and when they came up with the whole Constitution thing, they were like, yo, we know the power that exists with greed. We know the things that can happen. But over time, right, people find ways to work around. People find ways to make it happen. We just got to keep putting the spotlight on these things and on these situations. What worries me a lot is that the SEC is not getting reeled in. And what really concerns me a lot is that the SEC is going more and more after crypto, after a wider range of items. Staking, yield, anything that can earn you money. Oh, what was the other one? The SEC also is going after, what do you call them people? Financial consultants. Financial consultants and stuff like that recommending crypto right now are under scrutiny for not doing enough to warn their people, their customers. There was a video, I just did a video on that. I think it was either yesterday or the day before, where the SEC is like, yeah, if you're telling people to go in crypto, are you really doing what's best for your customer? So the SEC is finding every way they can to go after crypto. Every way you can. Oh, man. Rodwell Nobrega says, is the dollar dead? No, the dollar is not dead. Because the dollar is going to always exist in a form or another. And I don't mean always, because there's always an end to something. There's a finite. But there's going to be a use case for it. Right? Hey, if they just ban, crypto, we'll come up with a new technology. We'll do Bluetooth payment rail systems. I don't freaking know. We'll come up with something. There's always a way. There's always a workaround around it. Oh, yeah. AJ Noak says, it all makes sense. If they want you out and to keep others from starting a commitment on the market, I think they're going to do what they have to get more out. And I believe that's true. I think this brutal price action we've seen right here, I don't think they were satisfied with this. And Shadow Smith says, didn't they say people shilling crypto? Yeah, shilling crypto, and under the umbrella of shilling crypto was financial advisors. That has to tie into 401k recommendations and all that stuff as well. Retirement accounts, any sort of financial consulting that had to do with crypto. They were like, yeah, should you be doing that? Because you're inviting people to go into heavy risk things. So when they said shilling, they literally mean that, like getting people to buy that stuff. Like it was really big on their part. So thank you for bringing that up. But basically what I look at is I'll be looking at this right here, and I'm going to be sitting here going, okay, cool. So what's happening with the market? Was this not low enough for them? I mean, I was feeling good getting out of the bottom, right? But now this obviously didn't bring us back to the bottom, but it got us, again, we're back down under 9 cents right now, which is not where we want to be. 8.57. And Bo Rabbit, what's up, Bo? How are you doing? You got Coinbase down big. Coinbase down 14%, everyone. 14%. That's crazy. Right now it's Kraken, though, who's taking the beating. 30 million. And that's the one thing we have to consider about this. How much money was Kraken making from this product? Okay? Because you have to think, they just now lost the revenue from this product stream and future revenue. So that now screws up their budgeting and forecasting. They got to make that move quick and do a financial revision. But they also now, besides losing that whole revenue arm, yeah, I'm stroking it. You like that? That was kind of funny. They have to pay a $30 million fine on that as well. On top of this, all right? Here's the problem. On top of this, and I'm seeing the comments right now, on top of this, is it also removes even a little bit more confidence from the market, which is going to lower the amount of cash flowing in. And again, this is the SEC puffing their chest, man, flexing their feathers, flexing what they got on us, showing us, and the SEC showing us time and time again that they are doing whatever they can. And thank you, Ty. I appreciate that, sir. But this is the SEC flexing their muscles, puffing their chest out, saying, hey, look, we're going to keep doing what we can. We're going to keep casting our nets out farther and wider. Congress behind us over here is not going to stop us, so we're going to keep on going. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to continue to happen. Coinbase, hey, we got to look out for Coinbase, don't we? Coinbase card where you get that yield on XLM, right? You get paid out at 4% XLM. Again, that's yield on crypto. That's either cash for crypto or crypto for cash. And again, thank you, Ty Clark, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. No, I really do. Thank you, Ty. I do appreciate it. And I think that's where we're always in this fight of where you're going to be battling with governments that want to control you and making sure that like you get enough out of them to sustain centralized services. There's this weird dynamic. And what you've seen recently since the Rona time, yeah, the plandemic, I'll say it on stream, but when the plandemic was rolling, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Government agencies out there took the opportunity to take more control than they should have. They overreacted without good data. So think of how much sense that makes. They just reacted on bad data. That's the dumbest business decision in the world. And they screwed a lot of things up. They shut down gyms, state parks, things that made you healthy. They told you no. So that's what I'm saying. There's this government control dynamic that we all deal with. And this is governments across the world. Canada dealt with it. Within the states in the United States, we had certain states that went totally balls crazy. Gretchen up there in Michigan went nuts. Banned like fishing and crap like that. It was crazy. A lot of crap going on. A lot of crap going on in the market right now. But what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be shutting down at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. That way I could chill out a little bit. Like I said, I just got done working out before I did this live stream. Do me a solid, seriously. I appreciate the donations. I seriously do. But do me a solid. Go to the top of the chat where that other channel is. Subscribe to that second channel. Help me out. I want to reach a goal of 1,000 subs on that channel because that's like my hobbies, like fitness and me doing all like the adventures and mountain climbing and hiking and all that kind of stuff, like the fishing. I love that. Car camping. I'm big into that kind of stuff. And it allows me to be creative and it allows me to like keep my smile and drive going because with crypto, it's like, it's a lot of the same thing. I can't like do all the funky edits and, you know, the weird music stuff. It just doesn't fit. So do me a solid, help me out, subscribe to that second channel. It's up on the top. I would really appreciate it. It's my second channel where I kind of show you all the behind the scenes stuff for what I do and what I go through. All right. Whew, sorry. And Nathan Stevens says, thanks on it today, Beans. That is, yes, and thank you, Beans. I greatly appreciate it. That was an awesome collab that I did with them, and thank you to everyone that sponsored the channel via their donations with Beans. I do appreciate that. That being said, let's take a look at the market, and then let's just shut it down here real quick. You've got Bitcoin at 21.8. We got to get above that 22 mark. Sorted, buddy. Thank you, Toby. I greatly appreciate that. We've got ETH sitting down 619 right there. XRP 38.3 down 3.8%. XLM, friend of the channel, 8.5 down 5.6%. I am going to chill out right now. Everyone, please say your goodbyes to me and your fellow chatters out there. I'm going to leave you with some tunes. Heat map. I will be here in the chat a little bit, hanging out with you as we say goodbye. And Ty asked me, how do I feel about CPI data on Tuesday, the 14th, which is Valentine's Day? How I feel about CPI data is this. We need it to be 6.0 or lower for the markets to have a chance of staying green in the long run. If it's anything above 6.0, the markets will go red, because that will force Jerome Powell to come in nasty and keep hitting us with those 25 and maybe even a 50 basis point hit. If CPI data comes in super high, we're talking like doesn't even move, like 6.5, 6.4, then holy crap, that could force a 50 basis point hit on the market from Jerome Powell and the Fed. If we get something super awesome low like 5.5 or less, markets will definitely go green, because you could then see pressure being put on Jerome Powell and the Fed on holding off on their next rate hike meeting and just letting the market digest the constant rate hikes that we had in the beginning of the 75s and 50s and see how the action looks from there.